and welcome everyone. My name is Emily. It has been a hot minute since I have recorded a speed build video. If you don't know, if you don't watch me over on Twitch, you can. First things first is you can go watch me over on Twitch. I do stream The Sims 4 content, both building and gameplay over on Twitch. But I have not been recording any speed build videos. I have spoken about it over there. I have had a really big builder's block. And also, I'm just not enjoying doing the editing. So this video I actually recorded months and months ago. I did this build months ago. If you check it out on the gallery, I posted it on February 5th, which is actually my birthday. So that is how long ago I have done it, and it is now 6:27. So, over 4 months later, 4.5 months later, we are getting this on up. I finally got a little motivation to try and edit this whole thing. This was my build that I did for the platform update that we got back in November of 2020. So I also took a little while to kind of get brave enough to use the platforms. And let me tell you, once I created this build, I feel like I have a really great handle on platforms. As you can see, you'll see as we build it and in the final images, there are a lot of platforms in this build, both well on every layer. Like there's a basement, there's a main level, and then there's an upstairs, and they all have varying different platforms. So if you want to see what platforms can do in this program in The Sims 4, this is a great build to check it out. I just dove in. I was terrified of the platforms. Like they would, you build a room and then you put a platform in and it erases the wall and you have to build it again. And I was just literally determined that I'm going to do it. So this is based on a real life floor plan. I will link that in the description below. And so a lot of you'll see me here, a lot of tweaking is based on the fact that it's a real house. It's a real, it's called the platform house, I think is how I found it on Google as I searched for it. So, um, trying to recreate that real life floor plan in The Sims 4 can be kind of tricky, but one of the things I really liked about it is it has this really centerpiece ramp. So it had a couple of ramps, and I really liked that. If you don't know, my husband is paraplegic, so a wheelchair and accessibility is definitely a part of my, in the forefront of my brain. Just whenever we go anywhere, I'm kind of taking a peek. Like, is he going to be able to, enjoy that venue and things like that? And so I really wanted to do this build, not only for the platforms, but also the fact that it had those ramps in place. And so you'll see right here, I'm working on kind of a sunken area, and those, unfortunately, since it's technically the basement level, you can't put roofs down there. Otherwise, I would have used the roof to kind of make a ramp, but we ended up just doing a stair stepping some platforms to get down to that area. So it is accessible to your Sims, but not wheelchair Sims if we had them. Let me know, is wheelchair Sims something you would like to see in the game? I certainly would. I'd like to be able to have my husband, and build our house, maybe accessible house with some ramps to get in the front door and stuff. I personally would like that because that is part of my life and it's not a negative part of my life, but I definitely understand folks who don't want to see disabilities. They say that, a lot of folks say that they play The Sims to get away from some of those real world issues, and that's fair too. I think both lines of thinking are definitely fair. So you'll see there, I was working on the other area that does have the ramps that I'm using as roofs, and I use that technique quite a lot where I slide over a roof or I slide it up and down based on the room height, and then so it changes the roof with it, and then you can just drag it back into place when the final build is done, because otherwise it disappears on you. So you can see there that little square of floating roof. Eventually we will expand that and create that ramp. Of course, it's not functional. Your Sims can't walk up the ramp, but in the real life floor plan, that is a ramp for us folks to access the upper level. Had a lot of fun using a lot of the eco lifestyle things, wall barriers, but we do end up switching those out for the more plain ones. It got really busy looking once I added some of the more details, a lot of the windows. and all the ramp or all the platforms in place. So, we end up changing things out. And that was the difficulty of this build is that of editing this build. And part of why I've come away from doing these speed builds is because I have to leave so much out. So it's kind of like, well, why don't I maybe do a stop motion and show you the build in a different way? Because I have to cut out so much anyway that you're not really seeing how I'm doing it. And then, there's something in the back of my mind that is like, well, you know how to place a window. You don't need to see all that. You know how to color the wall. You know how to rearrange furniture. So unless it's like something really custom built, or if I use the tool mod and you don't know how I did it, to me, it's kind of like, well, why would I leave that part in? Um, because literally, I think I had like 30 hours of footage for this. And how do you like successfully edit that so that it feels cohesive? So you will find if you're watching this video that we do cut out a lot. Just me being indecisive, and it's either I have to find a balance, right? I have to find a balance of either like doing a speed build so that's easy for me to edit, or I have to like alter how I build so that I don't change things a lot. And then I'm like constantly in my brain of how, am I going to be editing? And like I'm conscious of the fact that I'm recording, and I don't like that. I don't like to be I want to be able to enjoy building, right? And especially right now when I'm having a lot of creativity block, I don't want to have that added pressure. So that is why I have not done any speed builds for some months now. And the fact that I'm getting this one out when I recorded the footage 4 months ago, yeah, that should be definitely telling you that I don't have my heart in it right now. Trying to figure out what else I'm going to do with this channel, what kind of content I'm going to get on. Of course, we are adding our Twitch VODs. So we have the backup VODs, and I do have a playlist here that incorporates all of those. So you could definitely watch those if you want to see what's going on over there, and you can't make the live show. Over there, I stream on Saturday and Sunday, most Saturdays and Sundays, usually 11 or 12 a.m., noon Central Time. That's kind of when I try to stream. It can vary though sometimes, so definitely follow me on my Twitter or over on Twitch and turn the alerts on so that you can be sure when I go live. I would love to see you all over there. Say hi. So one of the tricky things in this build was trying to get the pawns to function with the platforms, because they sometimes don't want to sit at the correct level. Again, the pool tool you can't use in the platforms at this date. I hope they update that eventually, but who knows if that'll come. That might just be a limitation of the type of, the way that it is built, the engine that everything is built on. I don't know. I'm not that familiar with technology, how to program these types of things. So I can't really speak to what the limitations are. But here I did mess around with doing a platform into the entryway, just, again, for that accessibility, so that we would have like a fake ramp using a roof, but then also those step down platforms. But I ended up leaving it without the roof just because, the way that it comes to the door, the way that I have it now is doesn't have enough room for a wheelchair access where they would be able to turn around and things like that. So here you see me using the tool mod. This is just kind of an architectural piece, again, based off the real world build that I was looking at. It has this just kind of like floating piece up above the main area just to add a little architectural interest. It's not really a super attractive house, again, because it's really based for the living space in real life. So it was kind of weird trying to get shots, trying to get photos of the house, but there are some good angles. Definitely check out the link below if you like this house so you can see the real world photos. I found them fascinating and I really enjoyed looking through them. Love the fact that they have these plants growing through, or trees growing through the roofs. It's kind of a real natural setting. And so this lot in Del Sol Valley was just perfect for it. So you see me just raising those planters up from below, from the basement, and then we just delete the room. so that, you don't have this room floating downstairs with these planters, but they still stay in place. So that is a kind of an awesome building trick there that I wanted to leave in. These would be functioning as stepping stones. Of course, your Sims can't actually walk on them, but I really liked the look, again, from the real life build. Just a real serene area with the water there, and then there ends up being some gardening in that green grassy area right as you are standing at the bar overlooking that. Here you'll see where I'm talking about the ramps, and they had this real sculptural wall in the real life build. And so this particular like divider piece, we end up using the tool mod and just kind of creating this big chunky, what would be like a guardrail, or it's kind of like an art piece, but it also helps with safety when you're going up these up and down the ramps. And so I thought it was a real cool look. And I do end up layering some of the vertical pillars just to kind of reinforce the look. And, we have the vertical pillars all around the build. So I like to repeat kind of the elements all over the build when we are, so that it looks like it's there with purpose and not that, I just randomly threw something in there to make it work. So again, this divider, this kind of modern beehive shape divider also is used up above on the railing near the bedrooms, just to kind of repeat it and make it look like it's there with a purpose. So this was pretty tricky to implement. Again, with the tool mod, we do have that pull feature that was added pretty recently when I was doing this build. Now we've been using it for months and months and months, and that is by Twisted Mexi. I talk about this in almost all of my builds. If you haven't checked out Twisted Mexi's mods, if you are on PC or Mac, I think they're accessible on Mac as well. Definitely check them out. You can change the lights in light color in build mode now rather than having to go into live or live mode. So that is a recent addition to the Better Build By and the tool mod. Here you'll see me creating a garage door type thing. Now this is just um, a wall decoration that I have blown up large, and then I do end up using that tool mod you'll see here to turn it around so that it has a smooth front on the side. And then I do think I double it up so it has a smooth front on the back and the front. Experimented with using different shelves, but we do end up choosing this debug item to kind of make, door pulls that you would pull open the garage with. Of course, no cars, no functional cars, no need for garage, but the real life house had a garage there, so I wanted to, make sure to include it. This is a really cool house. I do love playing in it. It is very spacious. It has so many rooms. It has, the master or kind of the dining room right here. It's kind of this formal-ish dining room off of the family room living area. You'll see this is the kind of the library nook off to the side, and then we have our sort of kitchen that has an extra table. So we have the kind of casual table on the right here, and then over on the left we have the more formal dining if you're going to have some company over or sit down or anything like that. So plenty of seating. At the time of making this, at the time of recording this, the Dream Home Decorator Pack has come out. And so we do have the ability to have those, those sectional sofas. But at the time I built this, I had to use these Machino couches and kind of make a fake sectional couch. So I would love to kind of update this build and add in some of the newer things that we've gotten. Um, so yeah, that's kind of funny to see, to look back now all these months later. I'm like, well, I could just put the real deal in, but no, it's up on the gallery as of February 5th. Again, my birthday. That's the only reason I remember it. Here is a little game room, a little kind of room for the kids where you'd come hang out, read some books, play some games, but you also get the nice view of the outdoor, the terraces, and then there is a little bathroom right off the game room there that you won't see me make. I do cut out the bit of creating the bathroom. And a couple of outdoor lounge areas, that one right next to the game room, and then outside the upstairs there, you'll see that's outside the master bedroom. We have 3 bedrooms, this rust colored one, a or orangey colored one, a blue one, and then the master bath is like black and white. So our master bedroom is black and white. Each of these has its own ensuite. So we have 3 bedroom, 3 bathroom upstairs, and then we have 2 bathrooms downstairs, a mother-in-law suite, a garage, a game room, a tea room, the bar area, which is kind of an indoor outdoor bar area. We have a laundry room, we have a back door entryway, and we have a mud room or a place to take off your shoes, hang your coat, things like that. So this is a very spacious build. You really could house as many Sims in your family as you want, up to 8 Sims. I'm thinking you could find places for everyone to sleep if you maybe changed out some of the beds. Now we have bunk beds. That's another update we didn't have at the time of recording this. Yeah, so many exciting updates have happened. We are currently waiting, as of today, we are currently waiting on the Cottage Living pack. Now, I am very, very excited for this pack with all the farm animals. This is totally up my alley. Totally goes with my love of sort of off the grid, the eco lifestyle. I can't wait to combine those two to kind of have a sustainable farm. I'm going to live all my dreams in the sim with sustainable living. We're going to have, solar panels, and we're going to be collecting things from the bees and the bugs, and we're going to be getting our own milk. Oh, I just can't wait to combine the two. And see what I could come up with. Hopefully, my builder's block will lift when the new pack comes out, and I will be inspired since it is something I am really excited about getting. So, let me know what you all think. Are you looking forward to the new Cottage Living pack? If you have it at the time of watching this, what do you think? Um, did it end up being, worth all the hype? That's the other thing is if you're watching this after the fact, was it as awesome as everybody is suspecting? So, yeah, so here is that second bedroom, just creating a little built-in, kind of some custom cabinets. This is the kind of thing I like to include because you might look at that and not know exactly what I did. Here I'm adding just some paintings that so that they don't get in the way of being able to interact with those fridges. So that kitchen is functional. This is play tested. I do play test all my builds. So go get it on the gallery. And I want to thank you for being here today. I hope you enjoyed this speed build. I know it has been a while, but take care and see you next time.